Today, I'm giving the Vajrapani Bhutadamara initiation, and for this, the very first thing is to create the right motivation, and that means for the benefit of all sentient beings, as wide as a space, that one must attain the Buddhahood. And in order to attain Buddhahood, that you are receiving this profound initiation, and after receiving this, that one will diligently keep in all the samayas and vows and follow the path. And then also with the right conduct, physically sitting in the respectable form, verbally in silence, mentally in concentrating on each and every word of the initiation. And then also this whole area, not in impure appearance, but in pure appearance, just like the pure Ram. And Bhutadamara is the Vajrapani, that is the manifestation of all the Buddha's power in the form of, in order to subdue all the evil forces and obstacles. It came from Vajra Tantra. Vajra Tantra, there are three tantras: root tantra, uncommon commentary tantra, and common commentary tantra. And this is from the uncommon commentary tantra. That also has two kinds of deities: the deities that are meant for the common cities and deities meant for the excellent cities. This is a deity meant for the common cities, for temporarily. Eventually, of course, it leads to the excellent cities. So with that, now we are giving the initiation, and the preparation part is already completed. Now for the disciples to receive the initiation. For that, you may need to make the mental offering and followed by repeating the requesting verses. O nange da nyam bisim jen nam ji ge don do do la nama ji va yang da ba zo ba sang ji ji kum ba rum ba jin ne ja tong ya bar ja di je du je su na wa sam ba sa ra do su shin de nyam su la wan ji nyam ba sam ba chang ju ge jo do tu ge ba sa dam ne sam ba na wa shu de la de ga sam bar ja bi chen tu sum ji ja wa sa dan je be tu do chi do di be ra su ba chan na do ji jong bo du ji Deni partiye doji şeki tumamayın ba doji kule tembelege be rasum ki nanse tukür bajiyin be dini cize sunavan drovar çabala ngondo drovar loben cici var bana lekwa tusun etaken anlam ki ngoga tukür var lome çavarla mende buşun soğa da ba ngondo droga be toma loben başana doji ngoyin yambi migüdan dembe konu Jena samashuwe yondo mide menreshi buwarajo. Bumeo ye yonso dawa wanje sekesa. Je jare goyo ge goyo. Vi jabore ra jara liba. Ro jambole no baranje jandam. Nima dawa ladami banjur bis. Matsawa meba dingi dusun sanje damjiji. Sume baden rama dambe shangan jena samu. Gora jiwa duje dure dendushis. Shene shinge la doso. Tetara medapun. Shanimba metoda jitamu jane soa deba dijen delen sumje. Doji zimba gonso so. Tani drola pendendo. Tijin kyola sondevji. Mali jena zadu so. Doji zimba gonso so. Tani drola pendendo. Tijin kyola sondevji. Mali jena zadu so. Doji zimba gonso so. Tani drola pendendo. Tijin kyola sondevji. Mali jena zadu so. So now after that, in order to purify the mental continuum, that you visualize the Guru in the form of Vajrapani Bhutadamara with the one face, four arms, surrounded with all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas. And then in front of this yourself, with all the sentient beings of the six realms, performing the sevenfold prayer. And this sevenfold prayer is very important because by reciting this 3 times, you receive the refuge vow. And also you receive the Bodhisattva vow. So this first thing, sevenfold prayer, the first thing is to confess all the negative deeds and negative thoughts that we have accumulated from the beginningless time until now, because without doing this, we can't rise the bodhicitta. With the negative deeds, you can't rise the bodhicitta. So therefore, you have to confess all the negative thoughts, negative deeds with the full remorse. And second is to rejoice all the virtuous deeds, starting from Buddhas, Bodhisattvas, Shavakas, Pratyeka Buddhas, and including ordinary people, including yourself, we rejoice all the virtuous deeds. Third is to hold the absolute bodhicitta. Bodhicitta has 2 kinds, relative bodhicitta and absolute bodhicitta. Absolute bodhicitta means actually the ultimate nature of all phenomena, which is the shunyata, which is the great shunyata, beyond speech, beyond explanation, beyond concept. And this you have to rise through the meditation. You can't receive through the rituals. But at this point that we made a resolution to meditate on the absolute Bodhicitta, as the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas have meditated, I also will meditate on the absolute Bodhicitta until I realize it. And then fourth is to take refuge. From this moment until enlightenment reaches, I take refuge in the Buddha as our guide, Dharma as our path, and Sangha as our companions. So in this way, that you receive the bodhicitta, refuge vow. And then fourth is wishing enlightenment, wishing bodhicitta, wishing enlightenment mind. And that is to save all sentient beings from the suffering of samsara and put them into the path of enlightenment. So in order to do that, that I must attain the full enlightenment. The sixth is the entering bodhicitta, which means in order to attain enlightenment, that you will do everything necessary as a bodhisattva's activities that you will resolve to practice. And seventh is dedication. So by creating these bodhicitta vows, bodhicitta, arising bodhicitta, wishing enlightenment mind, and entering enlightenment mind, you receive the bodhisattva vows. And then seventh is to dedicate the merits by confessing, rejoicing, taking refuge, creating enlightenment mind, etc. You will earn enormous amount of merits. So this you will dedicate to attain the full enlightenment. So these seven things are very important. They are to purifying your negative deeds, accumulating the merits, and increasing your virtuous deeds. So this is very important, and you receive the refuge vow and also bodhisattva vow. Those who already received before, this will enhance. And those who have received before, and if you have broken, it will revive. So this is important. 바샤나 도저라 상계다 저주 선바통지 기고 정문티 바다 슈베 명은 자나 코네 세고 도마메바나 서비 디웨샤 발라서 바야나 듬바지냐 메고 디젠데라 좀제 군저 숨라 타geb치 디과탐제 소소샤 조게라제랑 산제 창주 이기송 산제 쉐단 조조라 창주 바드 접수제 라신 덴데르브르치 창주 섬니 제버지 창주 초그 섬니 제진네 심전 남제 다이게 돈드냐 창주 저저 용 제버지 돌아 펜제 상게 도버쇼 군저 숨라 다집지 디와 탐제 소소샤 조게라제랑 산제 창주 이기송 산제 최단 소조라 창주 바드 접수제 아젠 덴데르브르치 창주 섬니 제버지 창주 초그 섬니 제진네 심전 남제 다이게 돈드냐 창주 저저 용 제버지 돌아 펜제 상게 도버쇼 군저 숨라 다geb치 디과 탐제 소소샤 조게라제랑 Sanje chanchu yisung, sanje chodan sojola, chanchu bardo jasuche, rashin denere duchir, chanchu sunne jabarji, chanchu choga sunne jayine, simjan thamja dagi dundanyer, chanchu josa yon jabarji, jola pinja sanje drubarsho, sumchusa. Then now specially request to bestow the Vajrapani initiation that you repeat after me these lines. Sewe ju dapuchen tumo mayin besoa deba dijen de la sumze tusu sanje tamje jingo lama tambe dala parshana doji jumbu doji ji kusung doji jesu nawa zadu so tusu sanje tamje jingo lama tambe dala parchana doji jumbu doji ji kusung doji jesu nawa zadu so tusu sanje tamje jingo lama tambe dala parshana doji jumbu doji ji kusung doji jesu nawa zadu so. So up to here is the preliminary part of the initiation. Now for the main part, has three: body, voice, and mind. So the body, everything in all phenomena, including our own karmic physical parts, are all dissolved into emptiness, and everything becomes like a space. And then out of space appears Vajra palace. And then inside of this yourself in the form of Vajrapani with a dark blue color with one face, four arms. First right hand hold blue Vajra. Wrathful Vajra, which means it's open, the fronts are open. And the left hand is threatening gesture with the Vajra lasso, and two remaining hands are here, subduing mudra of the demons. And in the wrathful face, and the tongue curled in, and three round eyes, and mustache and eyelashes are in red going upwards. And the five skull head as a crown, 50 fresh human head as a garland, and eight nagas as a snake in ornaments, tiger skin as a skirt, and blue cloth as upper robe, and right leg slightly bending, left leg stretching out, pressing over the demon Aparajita. And then from the Guru's heart, many light rays issues out, and from creation, as well as all the Buddhas and Bodhisattvas, Vedas and Yoginis, wrathful deities, came from every direction in the form of Vajrapani Bhutadamara images, some as huge as Mount Sumeru, some as tiny as atoms, came from every direction and absorbed to you so that you receive all the blessings. Shebana janangi ngondo yang shila kui janangi le de mikwa de shindu je omashine ya da janamba zu somba oya mako sheje vechera nam jitse toma meba ne sabe di baza dan je baza nami de shara ki pombo kamda chenje tam je Rashi yime mi be sadhana gata buru juru di on the wing also curvalation. Doji Potan Session, the Yasin Gassivan, and the election, and Nazabema Damajibetan. I election with Don Davajin with Tassavet on the Holy Denial of the curvalation with Dozen Nabu. Tengabara, Teng, but they were hungry, and what they learned, power system, and Tamiki. Neden diyeceğim diyeceğim sütü doşu hundan cebara demitiyon sükür varle kenan nurerişi. Çoğu cevap başanan doşu jumbo doşu kondo dine şaçı çağa şiva çağa. Yeki tam bir doşu ngombara tengba çatı tutucuyen betin tutan çebi doşu şabatım. Zazani ki tuğa jumbo doşu ki şaket zeba şaçeva dişi çağa mara dön bir şey sundan mi doşu ba. Mara da mima da uğraması kendim bağım bize bakan bana uğrayın cünan bana cüt Luxembourg dagi babishando da tarangon beto soba shabi kunjuyen jambe tapti. Chomba shinji midu bakaba misumba laba shibayi tamaru dan chukuyin tebal. Sesun mataba jime tishi enta sebo tozu chinkabu dan nem. Ishi jimera dan mara yuna shubu kuchur jibi me barad. Loben jituwa ne so jibi tungedan shuji sangedan shuji simba baodan namjima choho chomeso. Jabanam jituwa robete tam jitu jukudu tuwan. Paşalan doji jumbo doji jigu chewa rira chungwa dojenza samni mejaba chenran de chenran ji pulu la timbara jube me valde umbalde be umbalde be umbalde be umbalde be be damara udade badade be kedin sabi de be kedin zade om de badra vishaya badra vishaya badra badra vishaya badra vishaya badra vishaya badra vishaya badra vishaya Badavisha, 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 Badavisha. Down, bum, down, bum, down, bum, down, bum. Di başan tutucu kuyucu sundan vatam lüci parçatam şivarcı lücümden de şandan tutucu kudan yermedi şinge lava inyam dönme vardı. So in this way you receive the body initiation. It purifies your physical obscurations and your body is blessed, same as Vajrapani's body. Now for the voice initiation, yourself in the form of Vajrapani in your heart, five-pronged Vajra, in the center, syllable Hung, and from the Guru's heart, mantra rosary issues out and came out with the mouth, enter into your mouth, and absorb through the one that you have already visualized in your heart, encircled in your heart, the Vajra, with the mantra rosary. So with that you repeat after me the mantras, the long and short mantras. Sungi Janagila to me what is in the Jaranam Jiduar Doji Tanga, they are hungry in something. Global and Miguel Lovin Jitu, when you are on the Java and the Nibashu, the San and Jaranam Jishadu. To get hungry guitar, Kabi Mavache, the method and Jetama Jane. Not the dog is in the Humbandra Pe, Humbandra Pe, Humbandra Pe, Buddha Damara, Buddha Dibati, Aujobe. Krishna, Sa Buddha, Peta Pishatani, Sadaya, Umbe, Buddha Damara, Buddha Dipati, Aujove, Krishna, Sa Buddha, Peta Pishatani, Sadaya, Umbe, Buddha Damara, Buddha Dipati, Aujove, Krishna, Sa Buddha, Peta Pishatani, Sadaya Humde Jelen Sundebe Tambi Jishingelo Nibe Yemede Jisumbe Temper Sevamede Nobela Chilenge to the Metoton Dijen de Shumden Dark Sunlaji Shumden Dala Gorge Zum den Dag sungla ji. Zum den Dag gord. Zum den Dag sungla ji. Zum den Dag gord. 제소 하다 별로분 지제 매도 정황가 수시대 전환님 지지오르 샤베 매반저 몽반저 말아다 이제 저는 저다요 홈베 좀된 딜라다라 진딜라고 저도 그가 진고도 또 투슈데머 저도 좀된 딜라고 저도 그가 진고도 투슈데머 저도 좀된 딜라다라 딜라고 저도 그가 진고도 저도 투슈데머 좀된 딜라다라 딜라고 저도 그가 진고도 투슈데머 저도 좀된 딜라다라 딜라고 nga jingu zawa tan tu shu tembar de do so doji lo ma tenem ji ju la ba shan do ji jombu do ji ki sung sa a ji chela ma lu ba chu ba chu ru ji ti ba shan do ji sung gi chen do nga gi ba ji tam ji shi wa ji nga chum den de chan do ji sung da ye me do ji ge la ba nyam do me ba de so in this way you receive the voice initiation. It purifies your voice obstacles, and your voice is blessed as the same as the Vajrapani's voice. Then for the mind initiation, there's a verse which says that there's no entity, no meditation, there's no meditator, no meditation. The meditation is beyond concept. So that means yourself in full form of Vajrapani, but very clearly visible, yet devoid of self-nature. It is not like solid body like our body. It's just like reflection in the mirror. Reflection in the mirror is very clearly visible, yet it is emptiness. It is emptiness in form. So like that, you concentrate and you dissolve in, your body dissolves into just like a rainbow and absorbs to the seed syllable. And seed syllable also becomes smaller and smaller, finally vanishes just like the rainbow vanishes in the sky. And you are completely beyond dualistic appearance in the complete emptiness, just like a space. Space has no edges, no center. Likewise, everything is in the emptiness, in this state, without any interference or other thoughts, that you meditate for a moment. Tuji janani ba sawa tibe tsawa juile ngobo mera komba me kombar chawa komba min teta ngobo ngome ba komba misu me ba o she sonde di jaranam lagu shazak namba nala rashi me ba melona sunya tabula ishar yi tebara tene lagu tenda jaba yosir chazunda bisu jindu tembi shude tuke sabela timshi Teyan chi shun che chai chune tar nangala jaya wa shindu yawala teni Shungzin yinang devi shetam jirang shinki mami donyi yosa trebi tatam jitancha Nangay singi jing gyula jebi meba chede Chung se re nyambar jo var jo Jumdendera Sala Dinderango and the Zumadingo. To shoot them and those Dojamatin Jijura. Bashana Dojumbu Duji. Tunis Mebe Ishiki Sira Juba Georgi. Deep Bashana Dojutuji Navato. Some Jibajatam Jishorja, some Jumden the Chana Dojituda. Yemedu Shingelaba in Yamda Mebarj. So in this way that you received Vajrapani's enlightened mind or the transcendental wisdom initiation, and it purifies your mental obstacles, and your mind becomes the same as Vajrapani's transcendental wisdom. So with that, we completed the main part of the initiation. Now I will do the transmission of the sadhana, reading transmission of the sadhana. Namo Guru Radhamada Ya Chombudu Shokomada Vichamrana Tato Ravana Rata Yambasum Januchi Dina Son, the Sister Number Jimba Watam Kusunda and the Radham Yomachi Yomotara Junavar in the meaning of the Judan and George Padaramada Raja Joe, then the Raja Joe, the Vision of Raja Joe, working in the Raja Joe, Ramada Number Sumrata, the Joe, and the Junior of the Station, just those you want to. Teja the Roja, Bashan of the Jom, the Gium, the User. What the order was on the way. But the Javan somebody were on Bazara come to bottom to view and to the Missoula that you want to Simce'den devam ederken Tanrı'na ne var cüzi semeci olmuşsun ya kendimizi somacı makamına çıkmadı gidiyor bir şey de Tony sana kadar bu cümle tamamına zaman bir cümle da cümle şehir cümle zamanla vacibet dahil cümle vacibet cümle huyun tina Nasıl öcürü bağlı cümle dışında bu sene var adamı devam kızım onun deli özürü bağış Simce'den damcı yedi dili damcı cansu tütü onda cebeldim yolcu cüvalı râşını cevap bağışlandı Çoğumudu cüvalı da çay yedim de cüvalı da müşahede cümle cüvalı cüvalı Çoğumudu cüvalı cüvalı için çağrı mardı bir şey sundarım cüvalı mardı madur namazın Ramanga Juta Lucian Baji, Darama Mita, Socha, Yanjamada Jama Nimitu Bhagavan Mix Malavashway, Tamara the Chuku and Taman Nimitu Kabutana Mashi Mero the Bavi and the Shubati Dharma Kaputamara Tukarama Rashina and the Drama Basha, the Joma the Jatan and the Java, the Nakam, but the Tamara Sapari. Arkham the bottom of the Vivam, the Divan together in the shutdown down bunches, but I do know that the one another with the job, but the Saman Dash visit the Metacola Superior, but Arakamba, Benza bottom of the Vivam, together in the window of the shutdown, or she visited was the Gitarama. She thought about the Gintaran in the Shutala, she down one room salt. I will get some messages from the one guru. Kuka nama tushara maya dubara miji buji meni meni jing jaya de zumani bakum barja tishu kuma tishu tishu indama tishu rata tishu nyingri tashi shi rashi hong bata veshi visi niluku nalma simbar wani meji kwa jita nunga betara ngaji tanga su kwa lara dubara ngaji yasi mei tanga dubara Liji chana nuje rashi visi namar chubi nerim tenka shaka peta mida mi mayi mida bata chasa jipa Randa versus Rumbada, Meva, Duba, Gentleman, Jazar, Jason, and Shuna Juguda, Zikinam, the Ranga, the Yona, Timbar, some Shintroid, Humbada, Baby, the Roman, the Jubication of the Business and the Time. Imagine the Virgin Jati, Joan, Thomas, the Bosch, and down there, so that on the water, the Southern, the in the words of a Kajan. Yüz çoğu cevap jombo doji yuanda önce de ben rang ninga ne söze derse ki number jönde No, the one day, so the Baştan dadısın canım tam dön sağda tasavvur ne bağlıdır da pardon cuma cihazın ne varsa bir kaçı var mi şey mi cuma da çoğu cuma da şey kovanta var şey lavdo sor ya deniyor da daha sana doje rüküne doje. These are our Gravasho. That completes the Vajrapani Bhutadamara sadhana. Now I'm going to give the Vajrakilayas Kago blessings. Om Sumbani Sumba Hum Be Om Garana Garana Om Be Om Garana Bai Garana Bai Om Be Om Anaya Om Bangan Biaranjo Vajrakilaya Kago Minimana Om Bede Tazarana Om Bede Kota Hunkara Hunkata Kadumbaza Kota Bita Om Baza Kota Nirada Yamenda Om Baza 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 Kota Ya Tala Om Minimana Baza Kota Hayengi Holo Holo Baza Kota Barasita Taloja Bita Minimana Baza Kota Ma Bala Om Poto Poto Om Baza Yakina Om Za Benzambera Om Baza Minda Om Baza Mara Nihung Ho Jo 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 Maramaya Makala Rubaning Zala Yam Yam Sotala Yam Yam Latte Solo Sita Solo Dum 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 Reading New Da Sola Shaning Data Zizu Tadum Vizira Kalakamaka Marasana Parmata Nihum Te Yanda Vanzobasan Yen Dorji San Shuku Kundu Sambolungu Dorji Samba Chuku Pama Juna Luan Suma Dorji Shara in the Consulting Jabo Consul Shara Kan Keton Kan Babo Kan Karasara Taroko Jabu Saja Bukman Matisan Tabajan the Kanshi been the corner Comis Jabu and the Mabulong Rosa Sunday got the Macan, but the Sharaman the Masan and the Lajung. Taking Jabu was the Jana dozen Jaguar in the Jaguars. Ganjanga Gombong was the Jason, Monga Jawal Richard Gasa na junga junga de sijasa na jisa junga de tuja wande nyumba. Beman dindu wan junga wan kuma jasa te jasa jira jira junga nyumba jasa jira. Taja ka jisa jara manda mari da jingur jasa jabda kore kumba basa jamba jumba jara ma. Tamje jamba ya jita jamba wan kunga jasa jabi jasa basa ma. Kajin sumba ma jabi shangane da taja ka jisa jara manda miro bichana dan tuja Kamsun Shoji Jabaru, the Jingo of the Jabdagolo, Bokin, Zemji Kemba Dosita, now on Lord Shemben, Botashi Traffic and the Bosom Bukatin Summa and that Gangi Jazz Sharun Dosis, the Mashamunga, Lord things in Burkin Jantakin, Jamji Kemba Dosis, Jamba Jamba Samba Jamba Dosis, Sugar, Zelaman Dosis, and all Lord, get to Dosis and on Charles. Tashi traffic and the boss on Bogatin Zumam Division and the Jibat Sawan University about the Ramataman, the Sangatin and Gatum Sitter and the Tension and the Southern Madan Namatan, the Southern Jugajin Neva, the Southern Neva, Pardon Jumbo Jazzing in Neva Sultan Gajim, but you made him short of University. Tinha da sona badan joba kordan de samni ji sanju gisumano davaya juma da konde bisin ke da sabeten de şudan de majin Chile da don ro ja jumbo zene ti da du sona da java da ba go chile da ma da du java su de me jero du ja du jinen de ro de la su de ma ma jumbo da ra ja jumbo da ra ja jumbo Umba da ra ja jumbo da ra gele don ra ji jo da me ne Yapıcı yandan deri çoğun bağışıcı navatay. Rukunca sükan sabah mekun çoğun çimide divanca döve parçası. Temel cümle gidiyor döve tam donca bursada röve müsuadı çıkacı parçası. Sigar özüşümen kuru çoğun amaranın cüminde kuru bema kutu bini yana. Ayısı deri loca suçu dünya tavandı sırrını midi gibi. Tek başarın yapar çoğun ayıcı tek yandandır deri çoğun. So that complete the Vajrakilaya Kago blessing. So with that, we completed the whole program, today's program. This month is the According to the Tibetan calendar, it is the third month. International Vaisakh is few days ago, but the Tibetan astrological system and the international one is slightly different, 1 month different. Our Vaisakh is next month in June. June full moon is our Vaisakh month. And Vaisakh is very important because it is the day that the Lord Buddha was born in Lumbini. And then also it is the day that the Kushinagar enter into the Mahaparinirvana. And it is also the day under the Bodhi tree in Bodhikaya attain the full enlightenment. So it is three sacred days all together. And Buddha's days, generally, of course, always when you do any virtuous deeds, physically, verbally, mentally, it is a very meritorious. Particularly on the Buddha's day, Buddha's birthday, and the Enlightenment Day, and Mahaparinirvana's Day, if you do physically, verbally, mentally, it is a great merit. It multiplies million times. And all the virtuous deeds, of course, are very meritorious, but the most meritorious is generating the bodhicitta, enlightenment mind. That is, whether you are standing or sitting or sleeping, eating, drinking, walking, whatever you do, if your mind is that I must attain the full Buddhahood for the benefit of all sentient beings, if you have this thought all the time, then you are on the process of Bodhisattva path. And it is even to have this for a single moment, it is a great merit. There's no other virtues meritorious than this one. This is the greatest moment. So as we generally as a Buddhist, and especially as a Mahayanist, as a Bodhisattva, those who have received the Bodhisattva vows, then I think it's very important to generate Bodhicitta, enlightenment mind. In English, we call it enlightenment mind. In Sanskrit, it is called Bodhicitta. That is, you realize all sentient beings, including your enemies, including your hated enemies, are your mother, your father, your relatives. But due to the change of life that we could not recognize each other, and we see some as friends, some as enemies. But in reality, every sentient being is our mother. Every sentient being is our father. Every sentient being is our relatives. Every sentient being is our friends. So therefore, it is our duty to help them. And the way to help them is to save them from the suffering of samsara and put them into the path of happiness. And to do that, we as an ordinary person, we can't do that. We don't have the wisdom, we don't have the full compassion, we don't have the full power to do that. The only way to do that is to attain the full enlightenment. And when you attain the full enlightenment, then even in a single moment, you can save countless sentient beings from the suffering of samsara. So therefore, that we should always try to remember that we as a bodhisattva, those who have taken the bodhisattva vow, that always to remember that I must attain the full enlightenment for the benefit of all sentient beings. So the next month is the Vaisakh month, according to the Tibetan calendar. So on that day, that we must generate bodhicitta all the time, and it's a great merit. That is the seed of all the happiness, all the peace, all the joy. So that you must generate. So with that, we completed the program. Now the conclusion is again through the medal offering, and then to dedicate the merits. Jena sama lebar tobe kati dara yonde mide menje shimbu wara shu. Nse jesa she om nesa. Nare kore kore. Me bande Tadar meda de mazuli lonje tamji jaloba na trilende bunde shashene chela lonje du sonya be konne dijende de tene tamde tatendo chela dani burana cheji lomar suwada chaye jani jadu so tene zamde tatendo chela dani burana cheji lomar suwada chaye jani jadu so tene zamde tatendo chela dani burana cheji lomar suwada chaye jani jadu 대단한 바샤노도 정부 도시 기재소 나와 군대 보면 사실을 지다 좀 내가 부르발한 이건들 하신 게 대자심 부지진데 대대 좀 대래 좀 교회 자와 상반담이 장주님 뭐 연수고 현재도 제바라쇼 소남디 담제 밤제대 제가 나지 발론 주고 이세베 졸레 조 잠베바 지들 좀 받다 제달 근지 제소 달로지 겨한데 달근지 지순시에 겨하던지 뭐가 다게 개회 자와데 근자 성보제제라고 장자ጆ에 저바 저절과 겨를 자도 강리제들 담바사제 바사제 때문에 강전배제 대화 도제들 받은 소리지 주베 동지 지제면 근장 텔레 난간냠바 that is.
Thank you very much for having me, Sakya friends. Once again, welcome. Congratulations for getting His Holiness Sakya Trichen, giving the Vajrapani Bhutadamara empowerment along and the Vajrapani Kago. So I have received quite a few questions. So I'll go over some of them. We may not be able to cover all because it's got very late. So it's one of the question here says, I understand a practitioner must receive the proper empowerment, not only jhana, but one before engaging in a daily practice. May I ask whether I'm currently permitted to practice Vajrapani sadhana? If so, how should I proceed step by step? Well, if you receive a jhana, such as Vajrapani empowerment, you are permitted to practice Vajrapani. That is the very purpose of jhana. Jhana means giving permission. So for the step-by-step, you just have to read the sadhana, and there are already explanation on the sadhana provided on Sakya Friends website. So you can go and listen to that and start doing the sadhana. Second question is, what is the seed syllable bija mantra of noble Vajrapani Vajrapani Bodhisattva, and how should I recite and contemplate it correctly? The seed syllable of Vajrapani is syllable hung. So hung is you call hung or hum. So when you recite the mantra hum vajrape, so that's what you recite, hum vajrape. And then next question is, at present, I maintain both Vajrayana altar and a Pure Land Amitabha altar in my home. Is this appropriate, or should I arrange my practice space differently? No, if you have space, of course,